Ready?
I'm waiting.
Okay, I will call the regular city council meeting for Tuesday, February 9th, 2026. To order.
Monday.
Monday. Oh, excuse me. Why does it say Tuesday?
Well, probably from our budget meeting. I'll fix that.
Monday,
that last time.
February 9th, 2026. Can I have an approval for the agenda? Or first, let's have roll.
Enoch,
Here.
Klein,
Here.
Ornament,
Here.
Stag,
Here,
right?
and
Who's
Cody
all
is not here yet.
Yeah.
Can I have approval of agenda?
Motion to approve agenda. Second.
I got a motion and a second. Roll call.
Ornament.
Yeah.
Klein.
Aye.
Stag,
Aye.
Enoch,
Aye.
Next, I'd like to have approval of the consent agenda.
Consent agenda.
To move. I have an approval of consent agenda in a second. Let's do a roll.
Klein,
Aye.
Enoch,
Aye.
Ornament,
Aye.
Stag,
Aye. And we'll move on to staff reports. And we'll start with the sheriff.
I have nothing. I guess the only thing is if you guys have any town events coming up anytime soon.
The only town event I know of is Swisher Men's Club has a feed for a dinner over here at Legion.
Okay.
And I think it's either a week from Saturday or 2 weeks.
Yeah, other than that, fish fries will be starting at the league next week.
And fish fries, yeah. I can't think of anything until summer sometime.
Okay.
Yeah.
and the sheriff report was in the packet.
Yep.
Or town.
Any questions for the sheriff?
Yeah, anything we have to do different or not?
Everything looks good to me, as far as I know. Yep.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, thank you. Let's move on to Ion, Chad.
How much of the water plant, or wastewater plant, we did unfortunately, we did exceed on chloride by the skin of our teeth, on that, so that's just. Obviously, we'll continue to monitor that as we always do, but, really, that's the only thing of note at this particular time. Mallory did get an email that she forwarded on to me. So the new subdivision, for now, and I know it's because of size and they can do it, but they're gonna stay with their shallow Silurian well and not treat anything for the time being. I know that in the long run, once the lots fill up, that Silurian well is not capable of providing the gallons per minute they're gonna need. So down the road, we'll probably still be kind of waiting for that shoe to drop, but for now, if they're running on that Silurian well and they're not doing any treatment, there's not really anything we have to worry about at this point in terms of they're not gonna have like a softening plant there or anything like they've been talking about before. So for now, it's not really anything I think we need to be worrying about. And just down the road, as that starts to fill up more and they have to do something different with their well situation, we'll kind of revisit things then. So
each house has their own system?
well, there's still a community well, so there's still a well that's gonna feed
Okay.
the houses that are there. So those houses can individually, use softeners, of course. So it's not that like, we're not gonna get any chloride from that system, but city doesn't have, obviously, any ordinance that would keep individual homes from utilizing a softener. But we're not gonna have like a direct point of entry softening system like what they were talking about doing. Now, again, that still could come down the pike. But for now, if they're gonna be on the Silurian and they're not gonna do that treatment, we kind of don't have any of those initial concerns we had before.
Is there any way to confirm that that's what they're doing?
Well, I mean, there is no central treatment plant, so, I mean, yes. Cause the DNR has to permit their system and all of that. And so we'd easily be able to look all that stuff up
Okay.
as we go. So at any point, if we were to ever have concerns about that, we just look at the state. We can look at their permit, because their permit will list every little thing going on there, as long as they don't have like a permitted water plant that's for water softener on 2 Jordan wells or whatever, then we can always confirm that that's going on there.
Okay.
So. yeah,
Our
that's easy.
engineering staff they're still aware of whatever.
Yes, well, that's who actually sent us notice, was
Okay.
they've been working with them about the pre-treatment agreement. And they're the ones who emailed Mallory to say, hey, right now, we don't really need to do anything because they're not actually doing a big treatment system.
Okay, since we haven't really had the engineering staff in here with an update on that particular.
Melissa is online right now. But
Melissa?
yes,
Yeah.
but
Can you hear me?
we got the email today and I forwarded it to
Yeah.
Chad just to confirm that
Okay,
everybody was on the same page with what he was hearing from the development and what they talked to HR Green about.
any questions? Thank you.
Thanks, good meeting, guys.
Okay, let's move on to HR Green. Melissa?
Yep. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. I have a new computer, so I was just checking. So to walk through the work we've done in January, we have had discussions with the city, Dave Schmidt Construction, and the Iowa DNR for the well issue at 217 Second Street. That has been forwarded to Dave Schmidt, and Lincoln Taylor was going to pass it along to the owners. So if I hear anything more on that, I will share it with you when it happens. The Forest Ridge subdivision, which we were just talking about, we coordinated that wastewater treatment agreement. And as you just heard from Chad, that will be put on hold until they actually need to put a treatment system in place. We worked on budget estimates for the railroad parking lot project, the 2026 sanitary sewer project, which includes Region 6 televising and completing Region 5, plus the Oak Avenue lining project, the 2026 tree removal project, and the 3rd Street Southwest reconstruction project. Tim Cutsforth did attend the January 20th budget meeting. We held the pre-construction meeting, coordinated the DNR permit, and started and now ended construction of the Region 5 lining project. So we had Kevin Ward out there doing inspection. We coordinated change order 4 for the sanitary sewer project. That was to balance out all the quantities. That's been approved by the Iowa DNR and SRF. So we're working on a pay estimate right now for partial release of retainage. You will likely see that at the next meeting. And then we have a release form that we've been coordinating for Division Street repair with Alliant Energy, and we'll be talking about that in a few minutes again. And then I attended the January 26th City Council meeting. So it's been a pretty busy month.
What's that Second Street construction project you just brought up? I'm drawing a mind blank on that.
Though it's
Third
Riggles
Street.
well.
Oh, okay.
3rd
Riggles,
Street.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Any questions?
They haven't figured out a fault for that yet.
No, we've asked for information, and we did get a handwritten letter from the homeowner. And that was forwarded on to Dave Schmidt, but they may need more information, so we've just passed it to them to have their insurance company reach out with what they need. Rather than having HR Green and myself be the middlemen, because we're just kind of going back and forth, so just to move things along. But their well has been installed, so.
But nothing back from Dave yet. Dave Schmidt. Yep. Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, we'll move on. Any council reports? Concerns? Nothing? Okay, let's go on to staff.
I submitted a written report, if you have any questions about that. And there were no other staff reports submitted, the library report separate, so. And then
We got the written report?
from me, yes,
It should have been in your.
me and the mayor.
Okay.
From the mayor and from the clerk.
Yeah.
We don't have anything from maintenance.
No,
Guess something there.
There's three.
I'd like to know too is how soon they're gonna start taking down the holiday.
Preston took them down today.
Is he working on that today? Okay. Okay. That's it for staff reports. We'll open it up now for public comment. If anybody would like to comment on anything. Nobody online? Just Melissa.
There's a couple other individuals, but no one's on meeting, so.
Okay. We'll move on to business. The first order of business is 5A is a resolution for Mayor Pro Tem appointment for 2026.
I did this as a resolution just because the mayor wasn't here tonight, but, he did talk to Mike and, chose to keep Mike on for mayor pro tem for the rest of the year. And that's not something we have to,
So I don't think we need a resolution for that.
yep, we don't need to vote or anything. The mayor just needs to sign it. So I'll have him do that when he comes back, since you probably shouldn't sign for yourself to be mayor pro tem.
Okay, let's move on to 5B. Is a review of the draft agreement with nonprofits.
We talked about this, during our budget session, so I came up with a draft agreement that we can change, just so you guys could see the language. We can always have the city attorney look at it as well, but, this is for the nonprofits we're already working with, so just to like outline, what they're using, that they aren't going to damage anything the city owns, and that, everything will be returned to the state it was in prior to any nonprofit having an event or anything. So if there's anything you see that needs changed, before we actually make the agreements with them, then those agreements would just come back to council for approval once they're put together.
Questions, concerns?
Looks good to know.
Okay, move on to C then. Resolution 08 to 2026 annual report of bank accounts and authorized signers.
This is just an annual thing that you have to do as a city, just to identify that we only have one checking account, the name for that checking account in our system, who the signers are on that account. And it's just so everyone knows, for transparency.
This too, we don't need a resolution.
We do actually, this you do have to have a resolution on.
I thought if you changed it, you did.
It did change. The Mallory problem.
It did. I'm a new signer.
You're right,
Yep.
you did.
So,
True. Right.
so we did a resolution way back when to add me as a signer, but since this is for the full bank account, we do need to do it.
Okay, let's have,
Resolution 8, 2026.
Second.
I got a motion to approve resolution 08, 2026 in a second. Let's have a roll.
Enoch,
Aye.
Klein,
Aye.
Pujol, Stag,
Aye.
Wernemat.
I think
And we go on to D. Discuss N&N removing LRS dumpsters.
So, NNN stopped in and asked if they could come remove the dumpsters. We've had, so they technically are our property now because of, the notices that we've sent to LRS. There is a fourplex that still has a dumpster that they've been complaining about. It takes up a lot of space. And so she has stopped in multiple times asking, and then NNN stopped in and said, hey, can we just come get them? And so I said I would bring it to council to see if you're okay with them picking up the one at the park, the sewer plant, Public Works, and the residential, and the leftover bins that we have down here if they want them.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we need a resolution or probably not?
I would motion, just do a motion just because we have legal stuff with it.
Motion to have N and M remove LRS dumpsters and remaining waste bucket.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion and a second that we have M&M remove LRS dumpsters.
Do you want a roll call or all?
Let's,
So they're gonna take everything here, or are they gonna leave some?
There's 4 full dumpsters and then the bins down there.
Okay,
So the bins, he was gonna check on to see if they could if they could take them, so they're not the colors they use, obviously. And there's so few, but they will for sure come get the dumpsters.
okay.
And I did tell them that the bottoms are out, like in 2 of them, and they said that's fine. It's still cheaper for them to weld a new bottom in than to pile the dumpster, so.
Okay, let's do all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Let's move on to E, review and approve of Club 671 liquor license.
Motion to approve Club 671 liquor license.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve 671, Club 671 liquor license. Let's have a roll.
Pujol,
Aye.
Hornemont,
Aye.
Stag,
Aye.
Enoch,
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Okay, we'll move on to F. Division Street repair invoice.
So this is not our invoice. This is the repair done on Division Street. And Melissa can talk more about this if you want to take over.
Sure. This is an invoice from the company who repaired it to Alliant Energy. So they have a release of liability that they need the city to sign prior to paying it was MJ Electric and Brecky who did the work. So I just had concerns about the release of liability because at the time that work was done, there was not a right-of-way permit taken out, which should have been. There was a misunderstanding that it was a city project when it wasn't. So I just want to make sure there's some pretty strong language in that release about the city not bringing anything back to them. And I'm concerned if the pavement cracks this spring or something happens that we have our current maintenance agreement for 4 years for pavement, 2 years for the sewer, have that in place before we agree to any of this. And I would like the attorney to also review it and make sure that it is okay for the city to sign.
Melissa, can you run over the scope of what happened here?
Basically, we televised regions 1 through 4. And at that time, we found 2 places where private utilities had bored through the city sanitary sewer. The other one was on 4th Street, and that was just repaired by Maxwell a few weeks ago, or right before Christmas, I believe. And then this one on Division was an Alliant Energy line going right through the sanitary sewer. So we contacted them. It took them both over a year to work through insurance and get out there and fix it. But it was right in the middle of Division Street. So they went down, repaired the sanitary sewer, put in new pavement. So that was pretty much it. And
In November.
In
November, right? It was done in November.
It was done.
September.
It was completed the day before school started because we were
Oh.
pushing them to get the traffic control removed and reopen Division Street. So, yeah.
For this property damage relief, you're saying, we should have like our legal
Correct.
look this over first?
Yep.
Okay,
So basically, that's what this line is for council approval to have Lynch Dallas look at it. I have to have council approval to send anything to our attorney.
okay. One thing, there's in the second line on this damage release, There's a typo.
Okay,
It says 20 give dollars. And I think that should be 25,
Oh, yeah.
10,720 gift dollars. So
okay,
there's actually two typos, teen and
It's
give.
18, but I didn't make it.
Oh, it is 18, okay. Yeah,
Motion to have Lynch Dallas look at the liability again.
Second.
okay. I have a motion on for Lynch Dallas to take a look at the release of liability for Division Street repair. And a second, let's have a roll call on this.
Enoch,
Aye.
Klein,
Aye.
Stag,
Aye.
Poojil,
Aye.
Mortimer.
Aye.
All right, I will send that to him tomorrow.
Okay, that's it. 5G. Review, email, and answer Lynch Dallas questions regarding committees.
All right, so we talked about this a while ago about our committees and how they're formed, how long we have them for, whether they're annually or short term. So with no language, they're usually short term. And then once your project that you're working on ends, the committee ends. So you guys had given me approval to reach out to Lynch Dallas. This email is what he sent back. So I think the most important thing is that, not to have a personnel committee member that has access to what might fall into the category of confidential personnel records. So like, personnel files of discipline, things like that. And that was one of the committees that we've had in the past. So, that is one of the main things. So the other things are, do we want these committees to be annual, as long as you're on the council, per project? Or how would you want them to be put together so we can put something in our ordinances to have guidelines around them?
Or do we even want
Or do you even want a committee? Do you just want everything to come to
them? So it
council?
was only brought up a year ago when we started.
Well, I think previous to that, any committees that were formed were like for just specific projects. They really didn't have committees or formed for like what we did last year, I think. So, I mean, going forward, I would think that's the best way to handle stuff. If we need to have a committee, we still put like one or two council members on that project, like if it's a streets project, a sewer project, or whatever it may be. If there's something that's a little bigger than just a minor project and it's gonna be like a major enhancement of an area of town or something, we may want to get residents involved. Or like what we had for that water boat here a few years back, where we had more people than just council on a committee to investigate that kind of stuff. I think that's more helpful for things, to get information and to bring information to the council. That's just my thoughts on it. So I can see us having committees going forward occasionally for certain projects, but not a yearly rotation,
No, I think we just go with the ad hoc committees.
Yeah,
As
and do.
projects pop up, make a resolution,
Mhm.
appoint two council members and whatever needs fit, but I don't think we need.
Okay.
As small town as we are, we don't need
No.
permanent committees that are then overlapping election years and it just gets
Mhm.
messy.
So I'll ask if we just continue doing what we're doing with ad hoc committees and
Well, if,
resolutions for projects, or if we actually need to change anything in our
It
code.
says we have to follow Iowa Code Section 392.
Yeah.
anything else?
There is one more item. You don't have a packet for it. It's just we've been talking about this line item on our cash report for this economic development revolving loan, and I have information now. So we have two different community funds. One of them is held by the Community Foundation of Johnson County. Right now, there's $38,000 in it, and it's an endowment, so it's an investment that we pull the interest off, and then that can be used for projects around town. That is what that 5-person committee is for. The Community Endowment Fund is what it's called. So every year, 5% comes off of that, and that's about $1,900. That $1,900 can be used for projects. So, when the committee was asking for us to contribute, they're asking for us to put money into that investment. So when they asked for, I believe last year was $1,600 or $1,500, we put into it. That just raised the endowment amount and it increased the interest that we pull off. So that's the one. The other one was $30,000 that the city set aside for businesses to submit loan applications to us for. So we get an application, we give it to the Community Foundation of Johnson County. They're small loans that have to be paid within 5 years. Since 2017, we've never gotten one application. The reason why that fund balance is not $30,000 though is because some funds were spent out of that account that shouldn't have been. Some bills were paid to ECOG, which is it was for our comprehensive plan.
Yes.
It shouldn't have been paid out of there. So the correct thing to do is to do a transfer from the general fund back into that fund to make it 30. Then if we choose to disband that, which they are all for, they said, just let us know, it's our money, our fund. If no one's applying for it, what's the point of it sitting there?
Right,
Right.
So we can use it for other things.
right, which we
So-
What
discussed
would we do?
that.
They just move that to general fund then?
We can move it to a project. We can move it wherever you guys would like it to go. We would just do a transfer resolution and a budget amendment. Whatever you guys decide to do. So, and that could be in this year's budget. I mean, we could do it at the next meeting. So that's why I wanted to put it on here to explain the two different funds, because I got the information finally about them.
Okay.
And if we'd like to get rid of that fund.
Are limited, if we put it in general fund, are we limited to anything?
General fund, you can spend on anything, but I need to have the budget authority to spend it on something. So there's multiple parts to it. So whatever you guys decide to use it on, or if you just want to save it, you can. I would just need to figure out the correct way to I know for sure, in talking to the Community Foundation, to my mentor, that we do need to put the money out of the general fund back into that account to make it 30,
Right,
because that stuff should not have been paid out of that account.
What's it currently at?
It's at 18,000. We have to put 12 in it. And then we can move it right back out.
Could we move
We
that to
could-
that bridge fund then too?
Well, we could.
Yeah. I mean, you can move it wherever you'd like.
I mean, we got a bridge fund.
We
If we're
just
never
take that
gonna
whole fund
add
and
anything to
move it
that
into
bridge
general.
fund, why even have a bridge fund then?
We do add to the bridge fund. So part of our property taxes go to it, part of our, a small portion, just slowly.
Yeah, but it'll
Goes
be
to
50 years before we got enough money in there to get
Yeah.
a bridge.
And also with the bridge fund too, I think Tim had talked about, in our budget meeting, yeah, a lot of them get paid for by,
We'll
grants.
just have engineering costs.
Yeah. So,
Which is,
I mean, that's up to you guys, but
So I guess
I think for this,
one, I'm confused why we have to bring it back to 30 to then.
for
transfer.
auditing purposes.
Okay, so I think we do that. Looking ahead, cause yeah, would then be 30,000 that,
Yeah.
all right, what do we do with it? And knowing what we were looking at budget wise, yes, we could take it right back into general, but us 5 or 6 know that a lot of the projects that we have kind of earmarked next year, could we even wait till July 1st to then transfer to, I don't even know, the Parks Fund, because that's probably where a huge expense, I mean, I get if we just wanna put it into general, but then we're gonna turn back and pull straight out of general for those park projects.
yeah, I think any money that we can put into those park projects is very,
Because that's money that we did not budget for,
right.
Mhm.
or budget having, I should say, which granted, yeah, we're gonna pull 12 out of the general. Maybe when we transfer back, we even transfer 12,000 back into the general, and then that remaining 18, we could just put in the parks and just say, cause that's gonna cover possibly 2 of the projects that we previously discussed.
If we can Yeah, now's be time to do it, as long as we've got it there. And it's,
If you did it this year, you could do the project this year too. And then next year you would have whatever fund you were, yeah, I mean,
The
whatever.
diamond?
Well, if we're making this
Yeah,
change
that's-
this
that's
year,
what's
then
gonna
we're
be
talking
expensive.
about being able to do it, before the fiscal year, fiscal
Make it be done.
right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to spend the money right away.
Oh, yeah.
But you can cause you can move it anytime. We have the money. We just have to do a budget
If we bring
amendment.
it back up, transfer the 12, then when we move it back, we put the 12,000 that we audit, or whatever,
Mhm.
back in the general. That 18, let's move it right to parks, and we could put that infield out for bid this year. Coordinate with youth sports to have the infield done before they're ever up
Before
there.
the season.
Right. And then, and even if there was,
That could start in March, and based off the quotes we got, 18,000 plus the remaining that was donated to the city would cover.
plus we still want to do the fence too, we plan that for 2028 too.
And
So that might get brought.
if you look at your cash report too, I did those donations that we've been talking about too, I did fix those now. So they show up on the cash report in the parks line,
Okay.
wherever my cash report is.
But I think that would even be easier with Swisher Youth Sports saying, all right, when's your season start? Because if that's the case, we probably want to get on that infield project immediately to get bids out to have that done in
Right.
April.
Exactly, do it in April, so get bids out like first of March.
Well, yeah, we'd have to have the resolutions to transfer the funds at next meeting,
At the next
and then
one.
we can immediately out for bid.
But at this meeting, we can already motion and put in for you to do what you have to do as far as moving the funds
Transfer the 12,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to get
And
that.
then-
then you have to get a, written permission from them, or can you just
no, it's our money, so I just need to let them know they're
That's
not
why I couldn't-
managing it anymore. That they can take, cause on their
Just for auditing
website,
purposes, we've got to get that 12,000.
Yeah.
Because it says we had 30,000 in
Mhm.
there.
How
And we took it
how
out
did
last year, what did we take out the 12,000 for?
for our paying for our, there's a random check in there to some lady. And there's also, all of our
Was it the lady that,
comprehensive plan stuff.
was it the lady that?
It's like $50,
Oh.
just a random, I don't even know what the
lady
check
that
is
comes in
for.
and checks, something, what's that lady's name, remember her? Every year she comes in and checks like the books, basically.
Oh,
The auditing
the
lady?
auditor?
No, it's not her.
Yeah.
She just did
We
our
had-
audit.
Well, yeah, we had an audit done
Mhm.
after Shelley was.
So
Mhm.
do you just want a motion right now to transfer the 12,000,
Yes.
bring it up to 30, and then next meeting we'll
Transfer that
transfer it
out.
to where we think?
Yep.
Yeah.
Motion to do it that way?
Yep, that works.
Motion to
Sounds
bring
good.
up that fund to $30,000.
Second.
I got a motion to transfer the money from general,
No,
Yeah, from
from
general.
general
oh, from general, to that
And
fund.
then
to the
next meeting we
development
can,
loan program, economic development loan program, to bring it up to 50,
That we're not using.
right?
To
To
30,000.
30,000, okay.
Mhm.
I got a motion and a second. Let's have roll.
Enoch,
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Stag,
Aye,
Mormont,
I,
Poojil.
okay.
so then next meeting you'll have a line
Yep.
item to discuss how we transfer that money out.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. I have to look and see what I need to do for, like budget authority, moving stuff like that. And yeah,
Along if we need any motions to send out infield for bid, if we can, I don't know if we need a line item or what,
yeah.
how that process will. Let's get-
We should probably have it right on the same one.
Is that something we have to send out to bid?
Oh, yeah.
Since
Yeah.
we do? I
We'll have
don't,
to
I
post
don't
it
know what
bid
the,
As long as one company reaches back, we're fine, as long as we post it.
okay.
Yeah.
I just don't know do we have to put everything out to bid like that? Because I don't know what the rules are for that.
I think as long as you post it for bid, even if we only get one response, we're fine as long as we post it for bid.
but to bid that, they're gonna have to know what we
So-
want. won't they?
So
Yeah.
If we
Yeah,
wanna
you
save
could bid all
money-
kinds of stuff.
if we wanna save money too, if anybody knows excavating people that may wanna donate that to the parks.
Sort of thing.
It's been approved, yeah, but, well, kind of.
I'll talk to them.
Austin's.
But-
Up there for free.
We're gonna decide what we wanna do, because you can't just say,
Yeah, like, give them like you know,
We'll have to have a
something in
scope of work.
return.
Yeah.
You gotta give them a scope
Well,
of
yeah,
work.
which
For
we
sure.
can base the scope of work off our previous estimate.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
We got one before, we did get two.
It's one guy that gave it with excavation without us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Field doctors.
Yeah.
And I did reach out to another company, but they never got back to me, so.
Alright.
All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion to adjourn in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
5.
Opposed? Didn't think so.
Hank, what are you up to?
Okay.